All right, guys, so we are here on my favorite hack squat. This is the first generation Atlantis hack squat. We have Eric here today with Quentin. We're gonna be showing you guys some cues that you guys can use for more activation on the hack squat. It was one of those exercises I've always loved, the hack squat, but I never knew, like, should I have a V stance? Should my knees be in? Where should I be tracking? So, you know, working with Eric, it's been amazing because it's just given me the reassurance to know, like, where to put my feet, where to apply tension, and how to get the most out of this exercise for what I'm looking to accomplish. So guys, follow along, and I hope you guys enjoy these cues. I love the cue you gave me about, like, the hockey skates and, like, pushing with the inside of the foot.
Yeah.
That one's helped me huge.
So
with the feet being big.
he has a lot of people rock around on their feet. Quick cue, you have a tendency to sneak out on that ankle
Outside.
a little bit on the outside. And so we're gonna think it's easy in Canada to talk about hockey skates.
Yeah.
So Doran's got a background in hockey. So if I said, hey, I want you to think about the inside edge of your skate.
Yeah. So.
And as soon as he puts that, he starts to control that part of his ankle, and that's gonna turn into control all the way up his hip.
Yeah, I have great control, and I feel like my stability of my hips.
Yeah, he would rock around and kind of be random with where his.
Yeah, I couldn't
It was
find
more
the
about
sweet spot.
it was more about this conversation, and he wasn't paying attention to what his feet were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And being big, almost picturing like your feet are taking up as much real estate on that pad as well,
Yeah,
right?
almost like, can you get your feet to spread out?
Yeah, like I'm like really trying to take up as much space with my feet, and the whole foot is on the pad. I'm not pushing with my heels. I'm not pushing with my toes. It's full foot.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people are wearing. So you see, Doran's wearing Converse, sort of Chuck Taylor things. These are really soft, almost sort of boxery things. A lot of people are sneaking into the basketball shoes, and if you're just wearing orthotics from Nike, right? So you're wearing, you know, motion control stuff, and you're training legs. So part of me kind of thinks that's maybe something we don't want to do, right? We want to have something that opens up some more motion, allows your feet to spread out, because whatever happens down here starts working its way up to here too. So most of us are measuring, you know, I'm at the bottom, and all I care about, if I pulled your legs, how would you stop me? How would you stop me? No, don't go down for a second. How would you stop me? How would you stop me? Oh, yeah, that's a different direction than that one, right? You'd go that way, okay? So if I said, hey, your knees are going like this,
And then your
Right?
knees are going back.
and then eventually your knees are going away from me, like they're going that way. So this is distracting, because you start thinking, oh, it
Everyone's
doesn't matter what I
picturing
do as long as that goes up.
pushing this. Yeah.
It's not about that. Yeah, there you go. And then we get to stay. I don't care what your range looks like. We get to stay on your whole foot. There you go. So no matter how
That
low
made
you
a big
go, I don't
difference.
care.
I just saw here.
There, yes. See how he
Big
controls it now?
difference. It's, yeah.
Yeah, see? So he stays locked into that
Tracking.
position
He's
now.
tracking more like
Yeah,
quad.
he doesn't get squished in there.
Yeah. You feel that difference? Yeah. It looks much different.
So all of a sudden this just stays
Locked
locked
in.
in. You don't see him wiggling around so much.
Yeah, it's more stability.
There you go. And he's still strong enough to go. I mean, just like,
It looks great.
last time I checked, there's no little trophy for hack squat. So we can get lost in being so good at this thing, or we stop thinking it's about this thing,
Yeah.
right?
Or people just get focused on the weight. They want to move 5 plates, 6
But
plates.
that's what I mean. There's like, oh, how do I get better at this versus
Yeah.
how do I use this to get better
Yeah.
for this?
So with the hack squat, when someone's performing this or, you know, putting this in their workout, would you say it's like primarily, you know, quad dominant, or are you still getting hamstrings and glutes when you're performing the hack squats?
Yeah, you're kind of getting everybody. I mean, you've got a tracked thing that's taking a whole ton of load for you, so you can kind of steer all this versus a squat where you're responsible for it all.
Yeah.
I think definitely this typically, what's the argument about leg press to squat and hack squat to front squat? I think there's some comparisons in terms of, like, again, though some people aren't really built well for some of those things, and you have a bunch of things you can play with here that you can't play with
Yeah,
an open
like I'm
movement.
not, for some reason,
I can put my
can't
feet
do
way
a
up
leg
here.
press, but
I can put my feet
Yeah.
way up here and manipulate a bunch of things, and I can't do that. And it's like, well, I'm
yeah.
kind of stuck with what I'm stuck with.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
you're going to see some people that like it, and some people that don't. And in terms of front squats versus hack squats, and you're going to see a bunch of people that play with different. you know, squats better, and like it's usually just their own body and how they feel.
Yeah, with the
right?
mechanics.
Or in some
what's
cases
left.
where they move the most load. If they move the most load, it must be good. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sure, okay.
Yeah.
Back to trophies.
Yeah.
Right?
And is there like an angle? Because I see some people when they do hack squats are all the way up here, and I mean that's gonna bring in more hamstrings, right?
Yeah, they're starting to play, and they're
quad.
changing some of. Yeah, you're taking the quad out of it and starting to drive. Even with the cue that I'm playing with here is trying to get into this sort of control for the hips and have the hip, leg, thigh stuff rather than just what do I do to shove up?
Yeah, I think that the coolest cue I think is picturing the knees going forward and backwards, right?
Yeah, as I just follow this, and all of a sudden it's like, oh,
that way.
Now I know what I'm steering, and I'm on a good surface. Now I know how I'm standing on something.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just drive it away.
Yeah, and pushing really hard through the pad. I always picture myself like pushing through the pad.
Yeah, almost everybody thinks this is not happening, and all the things that.
Yeah.
The sled is moving, everybody wants to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
The Pilates, the sled is moving, everybody pays attention to that. I'm like, push these two things apart.
Yeah.
You're literally a shock absorber.
Yep.
This and this are both trying to crush you.
Yeah, your feet should be very strong.
This one's not moving, but this is trying to crush you together.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay? Don't be fooled just by the moving end. You know, but the difference between this to this, I just have to make sure that when I do this and I come back, I'm staying in this plane of my hip.
Right.
So if I end up in a wider stance, back is not toward, back is this way.
Yes, it's coming like
it's,
out and
it's
in.
like out and in or this way based on my
Tracking
hip. Because you see guys that do this and then come back this way.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, my feet are doing one thing, my hips are doing another.
Yeah.
So you just have to be aware that if you're going to take,
Interesting.
Whether that's with squats too or any of those things, right?
It's like whatever
or
way
leg press.
Whatever way your feet are essentially pointing
has to come from your hip.
Your knee, hip, and feet are always in line.
Yeah, because you see people think, well, if I put my feet out here, there's some kind of magic. I'm like, no, like not if you're.
Yeah.
And then they don't actually come back through the line they picked.
Yeah.
That looks like kind of a plie kind of
Or you'll see some people on leg press that will do it like this. Their feet will be here. Then as they come down, they're like, they bow like this. And then they're pushing like this.
Yeah, so that's like, that. Whoa. That's that. You're thinking about a straight line versus the path of the hinges. Does that make sense?
Dangerous. Yeah.
Well, that gets really crazy. Yeah, because that means everything is just dealing with direction, right?
Yeah.
That was what your squat kind of was dealing with.
Yeah.
I don't care about how much big feet. Think about wide open toes, no clenching anything. Okay. Big open surface of your feet. There you go. Big open surface the whole time. Big open feet. Yeah, he's doing it. There you go. Yes. See, so take some from the top. Doesn't matter. Oh, there it is. See that little flop. Feet. Yes. Feet. Yes. Stay on your whole foot.
Good cue.
Yes. Stay on the whole foot. Really good. Big open feet. You got it. You tell me when. I don't care. I'm looking at your feet.
Good.
Yes. No clenching your toes. Whole open. Feet. Yes. Oh, it got hard. Somehow there was a rest up there, though.
Good.
There you go.
Good. Another
open
one.
feet.
Come on.
Open feet.
Good.
There we go.
Job.
Okay, that seemed to work for you. Yeah.
How are the feet?
No, it's just when you start to want to clench your toes, or that's all you're doing. You start to shift your feet back, and this one tends to sneak out real fast. It tends to want to sneak out over there. It's okay. It's all right, but it's like that sense of, even as you go down, think about your feet opening up, right? That sense of everything being big, right? Versus, I come down and I'm just trying to figure it out.
I feel like once you're aware of it and you start doing it, your nervous system starts like connecting with it. And then
you guys are such high-level athletes. The problem is, like saying, I got success getting really heavy up to here, and then you change something, it's like, oh, wait a minute, and it'll feel like a step back for a second. All of a sudden, got really hard, and then it's like, oh, now I can control. Now I can load muscle, right? That's our big goal.
All right, guys. So that is the hack squat. I hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration on this exercise. I've learned so much in the last couple months, and I'm really loving these techniques. So yeah, guys, definitely give these a shot. I know a lot of people, when it comes to hack squats, deal with knee pain. And I really feel like a lot of these cues, especially like with the feet being planted, the feet being big on the pad, making sure your foot and your knee and your hip are tracking properly. I really feel like these help a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like these videos, comment down below. Let me know what you want to see more of, and I'll make sure to do more. All right, see you guys.